What lies beneath the earth? Have you ever imagined what would happen if we kept digging deeper and deeper, underground, deeper than the ocean, deeper than the height of Mount Everest? Where would we end up? If scientists can reach Mars, which is 55 million kilometers away from Earth, then why do we keep failing when trying to dig a hole just 12,740 kilometers through the Earth itself? In today's video, we'll discover what mysteries lie hidden beneath the surface, mysteries powerful enough to overwhelm even massive drill rigs. Let's begin with the Earth's uppermost layer, the place where we live. And this is also where 80% of the planet's living creatures exist. Just 1 to 2 feet below the ground, you would find insect nests and rat burrows. People are usually buried at depths of up to 6 feet. If you go 13 feet deeper than that, you could reach the 3,000-year-old burial chamber of King Tutankhamun of Egypt and his treasures. In ancient times, Egyptian kings were buried more than 10 feet underground. At a depth of 20 feet, a metal detector can still locate metal buried in the soil. At 23 feet down, you would find the Kochi tunnels. During the Vietnam War, soldiers built these tunnels to stay hidden, communicate, and launch surprise attacks against American forces. Nile crocodiles can dig burrows as deep as 40 feet. This is one of the deepest burrows ever dug by any animal. At 65 feet below the surface, you would reach the Paris Catacombs, a burial site containing the remains of more than 6 million people. In the 18th century, Paris cemeteries became overcrowded with bodies. At that time, a terrible epidemic spread through the city, so the French government decided to bury these remains 65 feet underground. At 180 feet below the surface, you would find an underground urban farm. Farms like this can be found in China, where crops are grown underground using artificial light. Nuclear waste is buried at a depth of 328 feet, so that it cannot harm humanity. A little deeper, at 346 feet, lies the deepest metro station in the world. This station is in Kyiv, Ukraine. It is so deep that passengers have to use several elevators to reach it. At 400 feet down, you would find the deepest tree roots on Earth. These belong to the wild fig tree, found in Africa. In search of water, its roots can reach that far underground. At 500 feet below the surface, you would find the deepest hotel in the world, the Sala Silver Mine Underground Hotel in Sweden. There is no Wi-Fi there, no mobile signal, only candlelight, where you can spend time in complete peace. Guests can communicate only by radio. Even deeper, at 720 feet below the surface, lies the deepest riverbed in the world. This can be found in Africa and is known as the Congo River. But human beings have gone even deeper. At 950 feet below the surface is the deepest train tunnel in the world. This tunnel is known as the Seikan Tunnel, and it connects 2 islands of Japan. It was built beneath the sea. If a person were hiding 1,000 feet underground, even that would not save them from a nuclear missile. The B-82 nuclear warhead is a missile powerful enough to destroy structures built as deep as 1,000 feet below the ground. Still deeper, you would reach the Dead Sea, which lies 432 meters, or 1,419 feet, below sea level. It is so low that even the Empire State Building could fit inside that depth. At 2,300 feet below the surface, you would reach the San Jose mine in Chile. Here, 33 miners were trapped for 69 days without a normal supply of food and water because the entry point to the mine collapsed and became blocked. At 3,180 feet below the ground, there is a man-made pit where you can stand and still see the open sky above. This place is called the Bingham Copper Mine. It is so deep that the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, could fit inside it. At 7,257 feet below the ground lies the deepest cave in the world, known as Varyovkina Cave. It is located in Georgia. But surprisingly, humans have gone even deeper. At 10,500 feet below the surface lies the Kolar Gold Mine, or KGF, in Karnataka. At one time, gold was extracted from this mine. The blockbuster film KGF was inspired by this very mine. At a depth of 12,000 feet, you would find the deepest living worm on Earth, known as the devil worm. Amazingly, this organism can survive even at that extreme depth. At 13,123 feet, or 4 kilometers below the surface, lies the deepest mine in the world, called the Mponeng Gold Mine. This mine is in South Africa, and it is where some of the purest gold in the world is extracted. The temperature inside can rise above 66 degrees Celsius, creating a major challenge for the workers there. Yet, even for a small amount of money, people do not hesitate to take that risk. It is so deep that if someone fell from the top, it would take 30 seconds to reach the bottom. In other words, you could get a missed call before hitting the ground. If you go deeper from this point, then a depth of 29,032 feet would be equal to the height of Mount Everest. And if you descend to 35,640 feet, you would reach the deepest point in the ocean. In 1951, the British ship HMS Challenger measured this point using a rope and found the ocean floor at a depth of about 10,863 meters. This point in the ocean is known as Challenger Deep. It is so deep that if Mount Everest were turned upside down and dropped into it, there would still be a 2-kilometer gap left above it. But what may surprise you even more is that humans have drilled even deeper than that. At 40,230 feet, or 12 kilometers below the ground, lies the deepest man-made hole ever created. It is known as the Kola Superdeep Borehole. This hole is only 23 centimeters wide. In 1977, Russia's mission was to dig a hole deep enough to reach the center of the Earth. But after 9 years of continuous drilling, they reached a point where the temperature rose to 200 degrees Celsius. As a result, the drilling equipment became so hot that going any deeper was no longer possible for them. To this day, this remains the deepest hole ever made by humans, and no one has been able to dig beyond it. Before understanding how deep the Earth really is, we first need to understand its layers. The Earth is divided into 4 layers. The first is called the crust, the second is the mantle, the third is the outer core, and the fourth is the inner core. So far, everything we have discussed has been within the Earth's first layer. This crust is about 30 to 70 kilometers thick, and it is the layer where we live. Below 70 kilometers, we enter the mantle, which is about 2,900 kilometers thick. But this layer is not like the crust. It can be divided into 2 parts, the upper mantle and the lower mantle. The upper mantle extends down to about 660 kilometers, and it remains in a liquid state. This is where volcanoes originate. The lower mantle, on the other hand, extends down to about 2,900 kilometers below the surface. Because of immense pressure, it remains somewhat solid, yet soft, almost like toothpaste, and it flows very slowly. The temperature of the mantle ranges from 1,000 to 3,000 degrees Celsius. Then, when we go below 2,900 kilometers, we reach the outer core. It is about 2,200 kilometers thick. It contains molten iron and nickel, and the temperature there constantly ranges from 4,000 to 5,500 degrees Celsius. It is so hot that no strong material can survive there. This layer also helps generate Earth's magnetic field, which protects us from the sun's dangerous radiation. After descending about 5,000 kilometers, we would reach the inner core of the Earth, which is made of nickel and iron. Its temperature ranges from 5,000 to 6,000 degrees Celsius. That is nearly the same as the temperature of the Sunday. However, because of the tremendous pressure, this layer remains in a solid state. According to scientists, metals from the inner core and outer core melt and move upward through the mantle until they reach the Earth's crust. That is where we extract materials such as iron, copper, nickel, magnesium, aluminum, gold, and silver. Volcanoes and tectonic movement play a major role in bringing these materials into the crust. If all the Earth's layers are added together, the total depth of the Earth is about 6,371 kilometers. Because after passing through the center and going farther downward, we would begin to see the same layers again. After all, we know the Earth is round. That means if you imagine digging a hole from one side of the Earth to the other, and if that hole started in India, it would come out near Chile through the Pacific Ocean, and the total distance would be 12,742 kilometers. But with modern technology, we have managed to drill only about 12 kilometers into the crust. In other words, if Dubai were the Earth's surface, then the center of the Earth would be 6,371 kilometers away in North Korea. Yet we humans have only managed to dig down this much so far, exactly as much as you can see on the screen.